Hello all, and welcome to this afternoon's beer review. It's a Friday afternoon, and as you know, that's time for a beer review. I'm going to dub this particular review the I finally started uploading again review. For some reason, whatever sort of problem my internet provider was having has passed, and so I can upload things in a relatively quick manner. Still takes about half an hour to an hour, but instead of like several hours. And my God, it feels like I live in a third world country when it comes to my internet at times. So, what is it that we're going to be reviewing tonight? Or this afternoon, as it were? Well, there's a reason why I got my Mr. Mediker hat on, and that is because Mr. Mediker's real name is James Augustine, and today we are reviewing Augustine Blonde Ale, of course, from Brewery Van Steenberge. That's where all the beers from this Belgian box set came from. And I'm reviewing them, obviously, because, I like Belgian beers. And, you know, it felt good to go and just hammer out 4 beer reviews that I've never done before. So, yeah. This particular beer is categorized as a Belgian blonde ale. At 7.0, I don't know why they didn't call it a Belgian. Well, I guess it is still a little bit too weak for a Belgian strong ale, uh, but it is quite about a good percentage point stronger than I've seen most other Belgian blonde ales be listed as. It says here, Anno 1295. That must have been when the monastery that originally brewed this beer was founded. Obviously, this is a commercial beer now. It is not an actual Trappist ale brewed by monks. It's probably a company that bought the recipe for the ale in the late 19th, early 20th century. And yeah, 7.0 ABV. Without further ado, let's just go and pour this out. We're going to be doing it into the tulip today. Very good. Oh, my, that's aromatic. So I got about 3 fingers worth of head here. A slightly opalescent golden orange color. Decent amount of haze going on there with a thick, fluffy white head. Off-white head, I should say. That is redolent of those Belgian yeast notes that I love so much. So you have sort of bubblegum, clove, but underneath that are like some tropical fruit notes, and they're not really evocative of, they don't compare to the tropical fruit notes. They're tropical, but they're not like the tropical fruit notes of, say, like a tropical IPA or a hazy IPA or something like that. Notes of mango, pineapple, honey. A little bit cold, so I'm going to hold it full-handed instead of by the stem. That's what it is. It's kind of floral, but floral in a tropical sense. So kind of like sweet tropical flower smell. Yeah, very much almost like a pretty decent honey note to that bouquet there. Yeah, it's quite a pleasant smell, I have to say. On to the palate now, shall we? Yeah, I really need to let this warm up a little bit more. Flavor up front is just completely closed right now. But yeah, when we get to the finish, you have some hot bitterness there. It's well within style guidelines, so it's not too strong. You just kind of feel that bitterness. And with that, there's sort of a honeyed malts as well. The phenols are fairly tame on the palate. Of course, they're always going to be big in the top note. Yeah. Hmm. This is pretty good. So prickly carbonation up front, fairly thick mouthfeel. Clove and bubblegum in the top note up front, while on the palate, almost a slightly lemony note in the front to mids. It's a pretty strong contrast in between the palate and the top note there. As it was warming up a little bit, kind of noticed that hot bitterness is fairly even throughout. Hmm. It doesn't have any real aromatic aspects to the hops. Not really expecting it. Maybe it lends it a little bit to that floral aspect, though I think that's more just the interplay of the yeast and the malts. But yeah, it is definitely to style, if a bit on the oomphier side. Hmm. This is nicely pleasant, I must say. Nicely pleasant. Some of the slight pineapple notes, some slight pineapple notes that were in the nose are now starting to show up on the palate as well, in the mids to finish. Hmm. So I think I pretty much got this one covered. I don't think it's really going to develop much more than it already has. It's probably going to, as it warms up a little bit more, it's going to broaden, obviously, particularly on the palate. But yeah, this is a darn good. This is a darn good Belgian blonde ale. You know, like I said, kind of hefty. I wouldn't go for this one if I'm looking for something refreshing. Go for this one if you're looking for something that's very Belgian. You know, but at the same time, nuance is not clubbing you over the head too much with that yeast. The yeast is definitely there, but it is, you know, it's handled with deftness, particularly on the palate. And I like that nice contrast there. And that, folks, I guess. I should go and reiterate the name here. So this is from Van Steenberge, Brewery Van Steenberge, and this is Augustine beer. Yeah, definitely give this one a try if Belgians are up your alley. And that is your beer review for this afternoon/evening. Cheers.